Well, Heidi ho, my peeps. Um, I am all a whirl. Boy, I tell you, that Stephen Miller reading really left me feeling weird. And now I'm going to do another one that feels like it's overwhelming because for some reason I've been picking up vibes from Little Rocket Man, Kim Jong Un. Don't know why. It seems like an odd person to pick up vibes from. He's so far away and, different culture and, all of that. I have no idea why, but yeah, the man is poking my psyche. So I think I'm going to go ahead and answer the call and see just what these cards have to say. I've never had a reading that completely confounded me or that I felt was false somehow. That isn't to say that can't happen. So, if that's going to happen, it would happen with someone who seems so far away in every way. But for some reason, I'm feeling called. So, here we go. Little Rocket Man, let's see what you have to tell me today, if anything. Okay, that's your central card. This is your next. This one wants to be here. Move my candle out of the way a little bit. This card wants to live there. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. There we go. Boy, sometimes it almost feels like the cards try to hide or they try to confuse me. I know that sounds crazy, but it's what it feels like. All right. So here we go. Mr. Kim's main card is the Desire card. As I'm learning these cards, I'm going to read from my little book as I kind of drill down deeper. But before I read from my little book, this Desire card seems, again, just a very understandable card that would come up particularly as a central card. There are many things that Mr. Kim desires. Many things. He's off to China again, apparently. Well, I tell you, that man has left his country more in the past year than I think he's done in his entire life. Or he's past 6 months. I mean, it's been interesting. Anyhow, so yeah, he's got a lot of things he wants, desires of his heart. But let's see if there's anything else I might glean from the Desire card besides the obvious. It's wanting something more than you thought possible. Sexual attraction, intimacy, lust for a person, object, or outcome. Okay, all right. Well, we know what he wants. Well, we don't know what he wants. See, that's the interesting thing about Mr. Kim. He seems to want credibility on the world stage and to kind of enter this world, you know, with all the other countries instead of being isolated. But from everything I've read about the North Korean dogma and the way that they live, that isn't all of a sudden wanting to jump in the pool with everybody else just does not seem like something that he would want. His real desires may be hidden. That's just my editorial. I don't know. The card isn't telling me that it's hidden, but it might be. All right, so let's take a peek at this card here. All right. This is the Woman card. It's considered an extra card, but I'm going to leave it in this hand. I don't know what it has to do with, but I'm going to leave it in this hand. Often you use the woman card if you can do a spread where this will be a central card and you can read around it if you're reading for a woman. And the same thing if you're reading for a man. So we're going to leave her here. Now we have the existence card, the Three of Clubs. And it's another one I've never drawn before. It stands for the human experience in the world, to interact with all aspects of your surroundings, and to be social. That's interesting. Eight of Clubs. That's the self-realization card. It stands for the path toward fulfillment and wholeness. You are on the correct path. You have made the right decisions, and healing. So we have desire, the woman card, existence, which is about being social and interacting. And then we have the self-realization card that basically tells you you're on the right path. All right. King of Clubs. That's the chief of eternity. It's the union of consciousness and unconsciousness. It's the higher self beyond thoughts and the beginning of a cycle. Beginning of a cycle. That sounds real true here for some reason. All right. Mr. Kim has a desire or desires of his heart, things he wants very, very badly. There's a certain feminine energy to this. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it has to do with a woman in particular, or if it's just, maybe it's a bigger designation, like, you know how in society, I mean human history, there have been revolutions from male to female sort of dominance in sort of the vibration of the whole world. We've been through a very long male-dominant cycle, and for some reason I'm picking up that this has something to do with a revolution toward a female-dominated cycle. I'm not sure why. I didn't even know how that would look. I mean, it's been hundreds and hundreds of years that we've been in a male-dominated cycle. I don't know what a female-dominated cycle would look like, but it almost feels like this is telling me that the winds of change are here and are elevating women up from where we've been for so long down here, and bringing us up maybe into a position of more equal power. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that much about feminism and goddesses and all that kind of stuff, but that is what this is saying. All right, so we've got things that Mr. Kim wants. We have this condition in the world where there's a move towards, if not female dominance, then certainly female strength is coming up. It's coming up from the bottom. Okay, we have the existence card, which is about branching out, being social, experiencing others, not being insulated, insular. Um, and we have self-realization, which tells Mr. Kim that he's on the right path. Whatever he's doing now, whatever he's really doing, he feels that he's on the right path. It's causing him to have to go outside his comfort zone and be social, which we've seen him do. There's some sort of feminine energy here. There's a feminine energy, and here we have consciousness and unconsciousness uniting and the beginning of a cycle. All right, so I feel that these two cards are playing into one another. Maybe what the woman card is influencing is the way Mr. Kim sees his world. He sees that his world is going to have to change. It's going to have to allow for the things that have never been allowed for. His world is very patriarchal now, but I think he realizes if his country is going to survive, he's going to have to embrace the new, part of which is this, the coming of women into the forefront. He is at a new cycle. We, I think, are at a new cycle. I don't think this is just about Mr. Kim. I think it's about the entire world. We're starting a new cycle. And when you start a new cycle, it can be very, very uncomfortable. So, I am shocked at what this spread is telling me. This spread is telling me that Mr. Kim probably doesn't have a hidden agenda, that he realizes that he's going to need to make concessions and work with the Western world in order to keep his country whole and alive. And he's feeling okay about it. And he's venturing out in order to make this happen. And he understands that he's at the beginning of something new that he cannot stop. None of us can stop. None of us can stop these cycles that are happening. No one can stop this. So he's moving with it in order to get what he desires most, which is legitimacy, an ability to work within the world as it exists now, so that he can have some economic relief, feed his people. All right. One thing I don't pick up at all in this hand, now this is my editorial again, I don't pick up any sense of holding back, as in, oh, well, Mr. Kim's motivations are really nefarious. He doesn't want to, he does not intend to let go of his nukes, and he really wants to do some other bad thing, and then we're being lied to. I don't pick that up here. I really pick up what you see is what you get here. I don't pick up that he wants to get rid of his nukes, but I pick up that the world is changing, and he knows that he is going to have to play ball according to basically the Western world, which has already come in and affected South Korea, Japan, the Philippines, China, to a lesser extent Vietnam, Cambodia, those areas. He knows he can't resist any longer if he's going to get what he wants, which is to survive. Just to survive. Wow. Okay. Wow, that was interesting. Come back to me, any of you folks who have a connection to the cards, and tell me what you think. Tell me if you think I'm on base, if I read this right or if I didn't. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.